Okay, Iago then takes this lamp that he stole from Aladdin, who left it behind, gives it to Jafar. Jafar basically rubs the lamp, and of course, Genie is who thinks, hey, I'm still speaking to Aladdin. Aladdin rubbed my lamp. And he's like, okay, Al, I think. And then he realizes Jafar. He's like, okay, Aladdin's going to now be played by this old man, who basically Jafar says, no, I am your new master now, and for my first wish, you must make me sultan. While this is all going on, the sultan basically is showing off Aladdin. He says, here's my daughter's suitor, Prince Ali. Of course, Aladdin is basically still trying to tell Jasmine, hey, I am not who you think I am. When then Genie comes out and he yanks up the palace with the Sultan and Jasmine there. You see this neat gimmick of the Sultan getting his clothes taken off and put on Jafar. Iago basically tells him, hey, he's your new Sultan. You need to bow before him. And of course, Jasmine's first up goes off to say, we'll never bow to you. Iago then says, I am not surprised. Of course, second wish is saying, I wish to be the world's most powerful ruler. At the same time, Aladdin is trying to get Genie to stop. He's trying his best to get Genie to stop this. Thus, we get a brand new song sequence, which comes up is the rephrase of Prince Ali. Basically, Jafar reveals Aladdin and says, this kid is not really Prince Ali. He's saying this is Prince Ali for real. And he banishes Aladdin to the cold north, believing to the ends of the earth. Unknown to him is that the carpet follows Aladdin, leaving basically the Sultan and Jasmine to his mercy. Now, at first time, you see Aladdin feeling bad for himself. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, Abu. He apologizes to Abu, who I feel sorry for Abu because basically he goes through a lot of transformations. First, he gets transformed into a horse, a cow, an elephant. He gets, and he is changed back into basically a monkey. Soon enough, Aladdin does find carpet, but he's stuck underneath the pillar, which sent them there to the first place. Aladdin helps carpet, and they end up flying straight back to Aqaba, which we can soon see that the Sultan and Jasmine are suffering. Of course, Jafar is saying, oh, life is good, however, I'm not done yet, especially since I need to marry a princess. Of course, Jasmine basically says, there's no way I'm marrying you. He turns to Genie and he says, Genie, I want you to make Princess Jasmine fall in love with me. Of course, this is when Genie says, okay, there's a problem. I have a couple rules that I can't do. And of course, Sultan Jafar basically doesn't even want to hear it. He says, no, you are my servant. You do what I say. While Jafar is focusing on Genie, Princess Jasmine sees Aladdin is back, and he says, shh, don't let him know. So Jasmine pulls a little stunt, or she decides to act like she has fallen in love with him. And Jafar thinks, hey, this is better. And basically, he has, oh my gosh. Man, even remembering this scene makes me sick. I'm sorry, it's just, this is the worst way of basically buttering someone up. that's why I'm gonna say it. There's other ways I can say it, but I don't want to make Jasmine sound awful. When she is basically one of my favorite princesses. She's my #1 princess. I'm sorry about all the Disney films. Jasmine basically butters him up at the same time Iago does notice Aladdin. Now, before he can basically say anything, he is then basically covered up by Abu. Abu is trying to make sure that he doesn't open up his mouth. Aladdin goes for the lamp, which then Jafar hears noises. When he goes to turn back, Jasmine basically pulls him into a kiss. Oh my gosh. I bet Jasmine had to use a lot of mouthwash to get the taste of Jafar out of her mouth. Of course, when Jafar basically pulls back from the kiss, he notices in the little tiara that Jasmine is wearing, hey, Aladdin is here. And we have an awesome fight sequence. We see Jafar going through all these neat tricks. He puts basically Jasmine into an hourglass. And basically there's a time limit for how long the fight ends because basically by the time sand runs out, Jasmine will die or will be underneath a pile of sand. You see Aladdin fighting against Jafar, who basically uses his magic and soon enough transforms into a snake. Of course, Aladdin fights him basically, and then he remembers Genie. When Jafar says, without the genie, you're nothing. And of course, Aladdin does bring that back. He says, oh yeah, without the genie, you won't be able to do all this. And in fact, that genie can take away your powers. And he's like, without genie, you're always going to be second best. That brings something to his mind. And he says, you're right. And he forces Genie to grant him his third and final wish, which is to become the world's most powerful genie. We soon see him becoming this ultra big, buffy red genie. He has all these powers. He's like, yeah, soon I'll be able to control the cosmos and all this stuff. Aladdin busts this out Jasmine from the hourglass, and she says, what have you done? And he says, trust me. As soon as a new lamp, which ties Jafar to, Aladdin basically goes up and says, hey Jafar, did you forget something? That if you're going to be a world powerful genie, you also need the gear. Jafar is basically soon enough trapped within the lamp. As he is slowly being sucked into it, he grabs Iago. As soon as Jafar is trapped within the lamp, all his powers goes away. Anything that he has done, everything is back to normal. Of course, they do go back to the end of the sequence, which is when we're reaching the end of when basically the Sultan admits, okay, you know what, my daughter doesn't need to have a prince, that she can marry anyone she desires. At the same time, Genie says, come on, you gotta be a prince to marry her. And he says, she's your soulmate. Sorry, that's the phone going off. I'm gonna ignore it for now. It'll probably be done in about a couple of seconds. Of course, Genie says, this is true love. Believe me, I've looked. Let me grant you a wish. And of course, Aladdin says, alright, you know what? I'm gonna wish for, oh my gosh. Anyway, Aladdin does basically wish for Genie's freedom. Genie is happy. He says, I can't wait. I'm gonna go up to see the world. But then he notices that Aladdin is a little sad. He says, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I'm gonna miss all you guys. Let me give you a quick, big hug. And he hugs the group and he leaves. thus we go to the ending of Happily Ever After. But basically not known to anyone else who haven't seen the movie, but those who have seen it is a cliffhanger. Basically, for something that's going to happen next. And that's the end of the first movie of Aladdin. I had some problems with the movie. Like, there's a big plot hole that's been through all the movies and through all the Aladdin TV series, which I'll probably review in a couple of days. Is, where's Jasmine's mom? We know that Jasmine has a mother because she is mentioned throughout not only the show, but also the movies. Her mother, where the heck happened to her mom? Did her mom die? Did she disappear? If she is, then where she went? I have no idea. Let's see, there are also another plot twist, which I will bring up, and probably the last movie of Aladdin, which I will probably review as well. But Robin Williams does a good job. He has a mix. It's just that some jokes, I'm sorry to say, I didn't find funny. Okay, which one? When basically Genie tries to give advice to Aladdin. Because he goes through a bunch of characters. He says, okay, Sparky, here's the deal. You need to be straight with her. Do you get it? Aladdin is basically confused with this. Because he says, tell her the truth. I mean, you see, Genie becomes a bee. I'm like, okay, I understand, be yourself, but really? By being a bee, you gotta become a fly. Heck, Genie can become freaking invisible. He's a freaking genie. In one episode, he does become invisible. What the heck? Let's see, my other argument, is the Sultan. I'm sorry, Sultan is a good character. He looks like one of those grandpa Santa Clauses that you would love to have as a dad. However, there's not much development in him. I see him as a caring father, but what else? We're missing something, people. Okay, favorite villain. Favorites that I enjoy. Like I said, I love Jasmine. She's a good character. I love how she's built up. I like Abu because he is a funny, cute little guy. Raja, the tiger, I love, definitely. And finally, like I said, there is also issues of some things oh my gosh, Agrabah. Seriously, Agrabah. Where's Agrabah? If you look on the map, you see it's a huge desert. Where is it? But basically, I'm not gonna get too much into it. But I love the movie. I think it's good. In fact, you know what I give it? I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It is a good movie. And basically, that is my review on Aladdin. Now, I'm gonna basically also rate some of my favorite characters. Jasmine is 5 out of 5 for the princess. Aladdin is also 5 out of 5 for being a hero. Sidekicks, also 5 out of 5. Sound effects, I'll give it 4 out of 5. And the last one, the villain. Yes, the villain. In this film, Jafar does go out. In the next movie, I'm sorry to say, he falls flat. But in this movie, he also gets 5 out of 5. Well, that's my review, and if you guys like it, let me know. Otherwise, I hope everything goes okay. Until then, see you guys next fall.